Welcome to Journey JavaFX. This is the season 2 episode number 24. In previous episode, we successfully populate the ListView folder control. So in this episode, we are going to working on the open whatever the item we click by Windows. If it's a subfolder, then open it by Windows File Explorer. If it's a text file, just open up the whatever notepad or what. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Let's get started. So let's do a quick save. Go back to our IntelliJ. Before doing that, we need to test a few things, just the open folder thing. To do that, I'm going to create a new button, more like open folder thing. Yeah, just put it on top of there. I'm gonna create a copy paste button. So yeah, I'm gonna call it open, because in Windows world, the give it ID btn open. So to open a folder or whatever in Windows world, I think the color is kind of yellow. So I'm gonna go back to our style sheet, apply the color to it. So style sheet, open style, go to the very bottom. We're gonna make a copy of this button, and then say this one is btn open, and then this one is btn open. So the hover part, we don't change it, we only change the regular state. So the color, I'm gonna use Google Yellow. Go back all the way down, find it, paste it, do a save, open Sim Builder. Yes, it's already kind of in this color. And then I'm gonna create a method name for it instead of the copy paste it. So open OnAction. Right, so in this one it should work. Let's go back to IntelliJ. Go to the FSML, looking for the red, create a method. So in this one, we just copy paste it, cut it, and move it to here under the button section. And the mouse event, we don't really need it for now. Okay, to open a folder is quite simple, but at first we need to know what folder exactly we are going to open, right? So what I'm going to do is this: string root equals to stories, which is our subfolder root, stories. And yeah, let's test it in this way. To open it, it's quite simple. There is a desktop class, a package, get desktop dot open, and then we pass in the root, right? Why is it red? So the open is asking for a file. All right, so then we're gonna say file f equal to new file, and the name is gonna be root. Will this work? Yeah, and then we say file, right? Open is gonna be decorate the method. All right, let's try it. So by default, the open button will open our story root folder. Click on it. Perfect, works. And we want to add more stuff to it. It's more like yeah, because we wanted to open our subfolder, right? So we're gonna say plus text folder dot get text. Yeah, let's try it. Now it's null. Open it. It's the root. Works. How about we have one? Open it. Yes, it works. Okay, so then we don't need to even handle this part. That's great. That's pretty neat. So the open by default will be this. So then we're gonna do something like when we click on this thing, click on this, I want this file to be opened in Windows, right? To do that, we're gonna do this, adding a event to this control, right? So the event gonna be click, something like this, clicked, mouse, clicked, here. So we're gonna say ListView folder. Is this the name? Yes, folders. Folders on mouse clicked, right? And do a save. Let's go back to IntelliJ, open FSML. Looking for the red. Click on this one. It's gonna list out all of it. Double click, will take me right to it, and say create a method. Sometimes it takes a while. Okay, so now we have it. So I'm gonna cut it, do a save, move it to somewhere, the buttons, the click, just under here. You know, just trying to put all the stuff inside of one place. So over here, what we're gonna do is using the same technique, right? But we need to do something like this. So the root will be root equals to storage, right? Plus the text folder got text plus a this, because you know it's gonna be a subfolder of it, right? And then we're gonna retrieve whatever the selection string selection equals to ListView folders dot get selection model dot get item, right? This one gonna be a string. So then we can connect these two together like this. So desktop dot get desktop open. This one gonna be a file, right? So how about we just new file, and then instead of this we're gonna say root plus selection, right? So in this way it's gonna open up the item we just clicked, right? But we may need to handle what if, you know, the selected item is null. Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna do this selection this string selection, let's say, okay, do this if selection not equal to null, then do this, move it up, indent. Okay, and now should work better, because you know we need to handle the null whenever we do this kind of event. All right, now it's not happening. Let's go to Apple. Now it's not happening. Let's click on it. Perfect. And click on this file, it opens. Okay, but now it's kind of, you know, just think about sometimes, you know, what if we just accidentally click on it? We don't actually want to open the thing because we accidentally touch it, right? So how about we implement a double click test? It's more like whenever we double click on it, then do this kind of open. Make sense? So to do that, we're gonna use this mouse event. To do that is more like we need to find out the mouse event dot get button, because we need to make sure it's the left mouse button is the one we click, right? Right click won't work, so we need to find the get button and say if, because we need to figure out if it's the you know, a primary button, which is the left one, right? So if this equals to mouse button dot primary, if it's equal to that, okay, we're gonna do something equal to that, and then we're gonna say mouse event dot get click count. equal to, okay, we're gonna do another one. Say if mouse event get count equal to 2, right? And then we do this kind of thing. Make sense? Let's try it. It should work. Run it. So now I'm going to using my mouse. Left click on it once. Nothing happened. I'm using my right click. Nothing happened. So now I'm going to double click. Yes, this is what we want, right? So I'm gonna explain a few things. You may argue, say, what? How you get this click count, right? By saying double click, there must be a interval between the 2 clicks, right? So where do we define all of that? And based on my understanding, it's more like this click count interval is derived from our OS. Remember, in our Windows computers, we have a control panel, and then looking for the mouse, and then we have, kind of a slider or something to adjust those interval, right? So then I believe in JavaFX world or in Java world, this kind of click interval is derived from there. Make sense? It means, whatever your system is configured in whichever way, this double click count will be, inherit whatever your setting is. Make sense? So for now, I think we finished the goal of this session. I mean episode. All right. I'm gonna see you in the next one.